The sterile white halls of the Zarkian Bioscience Institute were alive with chatter, a rare sight for a species known for its stoic demeanor. The Zarkians, an advanced alien race with translucent skin and massive, pulsating cranial sacs, prided themselves on mastering the biological sciences of the galaxy. For centuries, they had cataloged and studied every known life form, dissecting and understanding their physiology with meticulous precision. But now they were baffled. In the center of a sprawling laboratory, surrounded by glowing holographic panels and intricate diagnostic equipment, floated the hologram of a human body, its muscular structure, complex organ systems, and swirling cellular activity rotated lazily, as if mocking the collective intelligence of the Zarkans. "Explain this anomaly," barked Dr. Kolrath, the head xenobiologist, his cranial sac throbbing a bright blue, a sign of frustration. His 6 tentacle-like appendages moved in erratic, irritated gestures as he addressed his team of top scientists. "We've exposed this human subject to over 300 pathogens from across the galaxy," said Dr. Lashera, her voice tinged with disbelief. She manipulated the hologram, zooming into the human's bloodstream. And yet, it fights them all off. How? Their immune system shouldn't be capable of this. The subject in question was a volunteer, Captain Elias Ford, a seasoned explorer from Earth's Interstellar Expedition Program. He sat in an observation chamber beyond the lab, oblivious to the Zarkans' escalating panic. With his broad shoulders, sharp jawline, and nonchalant smirk, Elias looked more like an action hero than a scientific marvel. "You aliens sure take your time with these tests," Elias quipped through the intercom, his voice dripping with dry humor. "Let me guess, I'm still alive, right?" The Zarkans ignored him, too absorbed in their findings. "This cannot be natural evolution," muttered Dr. Kolrath, pacing. "Every advanced species we've encountered has vulnerabilities to foreign pathogens. But humans, they adapt, mutate, and neutralize at an unprecedented rate. It's as if their bodies are learning." Dr. Lashera hesitated before speaking. Could it be their harsh homeworld? Earth is a Category 9 death world on the galactic scale. Constant environmental pressures, predatory competition, and microbial diversity might have. That still doesn't explain the speed of their immune response. Kolrath interrupted, his frustration mounting. "We need answers, not theories." Another Zarkian scientist approached, carrying a data tablet. "Dr. Kolrath, we've analyzed the genetic structure further. Human DNA contains an unprecedented level of redundancies and repair mechanisms. Their telomeres degrade slower than expected under stress, and their cells produce an extraordinary range of antibodies, even to completely alien pathogens." Almost as if they were designed for survival, Lashera murmured, her translucent skin shimmering in a pale green of awe. Meanwhile, Elias leaned back in his observation chamber, whistling an old Earth tune. Despite the alien surroundings, he remained at ease, sipping on what the Zarkans called nutrient paste. To him, it tasted like overcooked oatmeal mixed with sadness. "Hey," Elias called out again, tapping on the glass wall. "If you're done gawking at my immune system, how about letting me out of here? I've got a poker game scheduled back on the ship." "Silence, human," Kolrath snapped through the intercom. "We are unraveling the secrets of your species and possible biology." Elias grinned. "Unravel away. Just don't forget to write me into your history books. Maybe a statue too." Kolrath groaned. How does a species this infuriating survive? Hours turned into days as the Zarkans ran test after test. They simulated deadly viral outbreaks, bombarded Elias's body with aggressive bacterial strains, and even introduced nanobiotic parasites known to dismantle cellular structures in other species. Each time his immune system adapted, countered, and eliminated the threat. The turning point came when Dr. Lashera made an unprecedented discovery. She had been analyzing the rapid cellular responses in Elias's blood when she noticed something extraordinary. "Kolrath," she whispered, summoning her superior, "you need to see this." Under the microscope, human cells were not merely destroying pathogens. They were integrating fragments of alien genetic material. These fragments were then used to create more effective antibodies, transforming the immune system into a constantly evolving arsenal. This isn't just resistance, Lashera said, her voice trembling. It's assimilation. Their bodies don't just fight diseases, they're learning from them. Colrath's cranial sac turned an alarming shade of purple, a mix of excitement and terror. If this ability were weaponized, the implication hung heavy in the room. The Zarkins had always considered themselves the pinnacle of biological advancement, but here was a species that turned biological adversity into strength. Humanity wasn't just surviving, it was thriving in conditions that would obliterate most other life forms. As the Zarkins debated the implications, Elias's patience wore thin. "All right, eggheads," he said, standing and stretching. "I've been a good sport, but if you don't let me out soon, I'm gonna start singing, and trust me, you don't want that." Colrath sighed, gesturing to Lashera to release the human. "Fine, you're free to go, Captain Ford, but know this, your species has appended everything we thought we knew about biology." Elias smirked as the observation chamber opened. "Glad I could help. So what's the verdict? Am I invincible?" Lashera looked at him with an expression that could only be described as reverence. "Not invincible. Your species is unprecedented." "I'll take that as a compliment," Elias said, stepping out. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a universe to explore." Back aboard his ship, Elias recounted the experience to his crew, exaggerating just enough to make himself the undeniable hero of the story. Meanwhile, back at the Zarkian Bioscience Institute, Colrath and his team worked tirelessly, trying to understand the full scope of humanity's resilience. Unbeknownst to them, their findings would soon spread across the galaxy, sparking both awe and fear. For the first time, the advanced civilizations of the cosmos realized that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't its technology, intelligence, or numbers. It was their impossible, unyielding will to survive.